This is why the fourth Gospel's statement about the identity of the Logos is so important. Kai theos en ho logos, which is to say, and the Word was God. In the New Testament, Jesus says that no one has seen God but him, that is, Jesus Christ, the Logos of the fourth Gospel. If that be correct, what Fat experienced was the Logos. But the Logos is God, so to experience Christ is to experience God. Perhaps a more important statement shows up in a book of the New Testament which most people don't read. They read the Gospels and the letters of Paul. But who reads 1 John? My dear people, we are already the children of God, but what we are to be in the future has not yet been revealed. All we know is that we shall be like him, because we shall see him as he really is. 1 John, Book 3, verse 1 and 2. It can be argued that this is the most important statement in the New Testament. Certainly it is the most important, not generally known statement. We shall be like him. That means that man is isomorphic with God. We shall see him as he really is. There will occur a theophany, at least to some. Fat could base the credentials for his whole encounter on this passage. He could claim that his encounter with God consisted of a fulfillment of the promise of 1 John 3, 1 and 2, as Bible scholars indicated, a sort of code which they can read off in an instant, as cryptic as it looks. Oddly, to a certain extent, this passage dovetails with the Nag Hammadi typescript that Dr. Stone handed to Fat the day Fat got discharged from North Ward. Man and the true God are identical, as the Logos and the true God are, but a lunatic, blind creator and his screwed-up world separate man from God. That the blind creator sincerely imagines that he is the true God only reveals the extent of his occlusion. This is Gnosticism. In Gnosticism, man belongs with God against the world and the creator of the world, both of which are crazy whether they realize it or not. The answer to Fat's question, is the universe irrational, and is it irrational because an irrational mind governs it, receives this answer via Dr. Stone. Yes, it is. The universe is irrational. The mind governing it is irrational. But above them lies another God, the true God, and he is not irrational. In addition, that true God has outwitted the powers of this world, ventured here to help us, and we know him as the Logos, which, according to Fat, is living information. Perhaps Fat had discerned a vast mystery in calling the Logos living information, but perhaps not. Proving things of this sort is difficult. Who do you ask? Fat, fortunately, asked Leon Stone. He might have asked one of the staff, in which case he would still be in North Ward drinking coffee, reading, walking around with Doug. Above everything else, outranking every other aspect, object, quality of his encounter, Fat had witnessed a benign power which had invaded this world. No other term fitted it. The benign power, whatever it was, had invaded this world like a champion ready to do battle. That terrified him, but it also excited his joy because he understood what it meant. Help had come. The universe might be irrational, but something rational had broken into it, like a thief in the night breaks into a sleeping household, unexpectedly in terms of place, in terms of time. Fat had seen it, not because there was anything special about him, but because it had wanted him to see it. Normally, the name for this is mimesis. Another name is mimicry. Certain insects do this. They mimic other things, sometimes other insects, poisonous ones, or twigs and the like. Certain biologists and naturalists have speculated that higher forms of mimicry might exist, since lower forms, which is to say forms which fool those intended to be fooled but not us, have been found all over the world. What if a high form of sentient mimicry existed, such a high form that no human or few humans had detected it? What if it could only be detected if it wanted to be detected? Which is to say, not truly detected at all, since under these circumstances it had advanced out of its camouflage state to disclose itself.